Hello and welcome back. So we are looking at hash functions and their properties and how we can do approximate nearest neighbors or near neighbors in high dimension. So here is a recap. So we said that a family of hash function, let's call it H, is R, C, P1, P2 sensitive. If for any 2 points x and y in high dimension such that their distance is less than or equal to r, if you find such 2 points, then if I do this hashing, then the chance that h of x equals h of y, where h is the hash function, where the chance is where I pick this hash function using some probability distribution over the set of all hash functions. So this is at least P1, and the chance that if I have 2 far apart points, that is their distance is greater than or equal to c times r for some c which is greater than 1. If you find such points, then we do not want them to collide, go to the same bucket, so to say. So if I now pick a hash function from this class of functions, then the chance that collision happens is small, that is, it is less than or equal to P2. And of course, we want 0 less than P2 less than P1. Well, less than or equal to would be good, but that's hard to achieve. So this is something that we want, right? So that is the chance that near points collide should be greater than the chance that far points collide, right? So that's a basic necessity, and this is P1 it is sometimes called the sorry about that, true positive rate. That is, what is the chance with which two points which are truly close to each other actually collide, right? So that's the true positive rate, and P2 we'll call it as the false positive rate. That is, if two far apart points collide, then you unnecessarily have to measure the distance to a far apart point because they are in the same bucket, right? So think of it in this case, x is a query point and y is some other point that was in your data set, and now I'm hashing the query point to a bucket, and then I'm trying to see, in the bucket that I get hashed to, do I really have the nearby points? Those are points within a distance of r, and what about points which are far apart, right? So which means that if there is a point which is far apart which is also in this bucket, then that's a false positive rate. So that should not have been there, but it is there. So that's why P2 is the false positive rate, and P1 of course is if a point is close by, then it better be there. So that is the true positive rate. We want the true positive rate of course to be much larger than the false positive rate, right? So that's the goal of designing hash functions and so on. Now we already saw, right? So one example of such a hash function. So example H, a family. If you remember, H, we defined H as, there are a lot of functions parameterized by A, so HW, where if I take any x, I do A transpose x plus B and then divide by W, and this is my H. So this is for all A in RD, where x I'm assuming is in high dimension D dimension, B is between 0 and W is some positive quantity. That defines the family. Here of course the randomization was like this. A was some Gaussian with I mean it's a Gaussian vector standard multinomial multivariate normal distribution, distributed variable, and B is uniform 0 W, and W itself is what we called as the width parameter. And what we argued last time was the chance that a collision happens is inversely proportional to the distance between the 2 points, right? So that's what we argued last time, and that is enough to say that this hash function family is in fact RC P1 P2 sensitive for some choice of R, C, P1 and P2, right. So, that is if I fix R and C, some P1 and P2 will come up, right. So, we did not compute those values, but this, let us call this HW just to indicate that this depends on W. So, this was I should also mention this was proposed by Datar and others in 2004. So, that's when this kind of hash family was analyzed first, and HW is a RC P1 is RC P1 P2 sensitive. Why? Because since x minus y is inversely proportional to collision probability. This is something that we argued last time, right. So, I almost gave you a proof sketch for this. Okay. So, now today we want to go deeper into this, and then not just this hash family, but then in general, if I am given such a hash family, does it serve my purpose, right. So, am I good to go given such a hash family, or should I do more, right. So, should I use this as a building block and then build even more complicated hash families, right. So, that is what we ended with last time. So, let us start there, right. So, let us try to motivate the questions that we are going to study today. So let us do the following, right. So, let us say we have a hash family. It could be Datar style hash family where you do A transpose x plus b by w. Let us say we have that only for the moment. For some, let us say we set R equals 1 and C equals 2. What does that mean? That means that we will consider, if a point Q, which is a query point, is given to us, then everybody at a distance, Euclidean distance, let us say of 1, bad at drawing circles, but yeah. Everybody at a Euclidean distance of 1, if I find a point here, so those are my near points, and I am going to consider, I do not want anybody at a distance greater than 2, right. So, there may be a lot of points here, and this radius is 2. So, anybody here, I mean there could be points here as well, right. So, I am not making a statement about that, but what I am saying is that these are the bad guys, right. So, these are bad points, and these are good points. Why do I say that? Because my goal is to finally find a near neighbor or nearest neighbor. So, if I am given a query point, so then those guys who are within a radius of 1, I am going to call them good, and radius greater than 2, let us say I am going to call them bad. Now, if let us say I did analyze this hash family for certain choice of width that I fixed, and then we obtain P1 equals 0.8 and P2 equals 0.4. Let us say these are the numbers that we got. How would we get this? Well, you can do that integration that we did last time and so on and so forth. Let us say somebody even told us that, hey, here is a hash family which is 1, 2, 0.8, 0.4 sensitive. How did we get it? Well, it could be Datar style, it could be some other hash function, but let us say this is given to us. Now, let us say the total set of points in our data set, right. So, data set has n equals 10,000 points in some dimension d, right. So, d is always huge, let us say a million dimension, right. So, that is the problem, that is why we are working with this problem. We cannot do nearest neighbor in that dimension, and n is also pretty large in this case. Let us say 10,000 itself is a large number for our purposes. So, what are we saying with respect to this hash function, right. So, if I have a query point q, what is the procedure that I am going to follow? So, given this q, I will compute h of q, which will be A transpose q plus b by w floor if it is a Datar style thing, and then that will go into some bucket, right. So, you have this buckets, and then there are these points, and then h of q, let us say, falls in some bucket, and then So these 10,000 points have been divided into these buckets by A transpose B, A transpose X plus B by W, and now Q falls into one of these buckets, and I want to understand, how many points are there in this bucket, because I am going to do distance computation for all the points in this bucket and then pick the nearest guy. Let's say if I want to do nearest neighbor, right? That's our goal. So which means that I need to know in the bucket where Q hashes to, how many points are there, right? So now what is this? What is 1 to 0.8, 0.4 sensitivity, right? H is 1 to 0.8, 0.4 sensitive. The 1, 2 doesn't matter now because we already have decided those at the distance of 1 are good points, which means that we expect to see the nearest neighbor within a distance of 1. That comes from, let's say, some domain knowledge, and then greater than 2 are the bad guys, right? So, so what does this sensitivity mean in terms of the number of points that are there in this bucket? What is the, so we are going to do like average case rough analysis here. So how many points should we expect to see in this setup, right? So there are 10,000 points in total, right? So now Q gets hashed to this bucket. Now, now we should also define how many near points are there in Q, right? So let's for this particular Q, let's say in T is just 10, where T is the, let me define T, number of points, number of good points with respect to query, right? So roughly you are expecting 10 points to be in the vicinity of a query point. In an ideal world, you know that one of these 10 points is your nearest neighbor. But which means that if you can just compute distance to these 10 points, then you're done, right? So you have found the nearest neighbor. That's the ideal way to go about this. And let's say this 10 is fixed, right? So for the purposes of discussion, let's fix that there are only 10 points within this circle, right? So there are only 10 points within this circle. There are some points here, and let's say the points outside the circle are, let me also define that. So number of bad points, let's say for this is 8,000. So out of the 10,000 points, there are 10 points within a distance of 1. There are 8,000 points within a distance greater than 2, right? So which means there are like 2,000 points within a distance of 1 to 2, which is okay for us, right? So I'm more worried about the points which are far apart, right? So which is more than 8,000 away. So now how many points do I expect to see in this bucket, right? So in how many good points do I expect to see in this bucket, and how many bad points do I expect to see in this bucket? Well, that's what this P1 and P2 is kind of telling us, right? So this is P1, this is P2. So on an average, if I have 10 points, right, so each of these points will collide with the query point that I have with probability 0.8, right? So which means that roughly it is like it collides with a chance of 0.8. So it is like I am tossing a coin for this particular point, and then the chance that it lands in the same bucket is 0.8. And now I am tossing a coin for each of these 10 points, and then I am asking what is the expected number of coins which will fall heads if I toss a coin with probability 0.8, right? So that's the kind of calculation that we are doing. So roughly we are expected true positives or good points. How many are there going to be? Well, there are going to be 0.8 into 10, right? So which is like 8 points. So 8 of these 10 points are going to be there, because collision probability is 0.8. There is some chance that the good guy for Q might have been hashed to a different bucket, which is 0.2. 20% of the points might go to a different bucket on an average. So 8 points you expect, right? So now what is the expected bad number of expected false positives, bad points Well, there are 8,000 of them, and then you're doing this with, so of course not all of them are going to be there, because the collision probability is much lesser, it's just 0.4, but still if you do the calculation, right, so on an average you are going to see 0.4 times 8,000 of these guys, right, so which is that 200 points. So the total number of points, right, so the good and the bad put together in the same bucket where the query got hashed to is something like 3,208. I wanted to actually query only 10 points, which are the good points. In an ideal world, I would have queried only 10 points. But now, even though I have a hash function which is 0.8, 0.4 sensitive, I still will end up querying 32,108 points. Not querying, I'll end up computing distances for 3,208 points, right? And that's a bad thing, right? So though it looks like P1 is greater than P2, I'm still doing something like linear number of queries, right? So 8,000 is order of n, 3,200 is some constant times n, which is still order of n. So I'm doing a lot of queries, even though I have a hash family. So so I need to somehow fix this problem. I have the hash family, which is good, because I'm getting, for the fraction of good points that I have captured is more than the fraction of bad points. So that's a good thing. But then the number of good points is much larger. Is much smaller than the number of bad points, right? So that's because there are too many bad points. And then I don't want to kind of look at all of them, or even a constant fraction of them is a bad idea, right? So we need to do something more careful here.